Why do I feel like I linger? Linger between the words to say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm. Now we won't go back home today, until the very last hour. We still got a few more days to slay, It's gonna get so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm. I wonder what went wrong today, Why do I feel like I linger? Linger between the words to say the words to remember.
Never reminded, never taking whatever you told me. I know what I could be, making the most painful answers. Tell me, is this what you made me?
I'm the sun that will not more. Do you think
a ghost of you, bleeding tight as you've been done. I'm done. I'm done.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face, got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you'll break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, I stopped asking for forgiveness, 'cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone, so save your judgment 'cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things
Yeah, sorry about that one, John. I didn't see you coming up.
never change.
That's cool. And that's on a fast lap.
To make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption.
Alright, good evening everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Alright, this is official qualifying that is about to start. Good luck, have fun, remember the regulations. Alright, good evening everyone and welcome to the third round of our Caribbean GT3 Championship. Hope everyone is having a good time out today. It is a very long weekend here. Well, actually, all around the world, isn't it? Whether you're Christian or not, you're gonna bask in this holiday and enjoy it for sure. Alright, so this is where we stand right now after free practice. We've got John Greene on the leaderboard there in the Lamborghini Huracan with a soft compound tire and a time of 1:48.491, followed by Sean Lee in the Porsche 911 GT3R. On the medium compound, he set a 1:49.659 there, Sean Lee. Rahul Nasseir also there with the Ferrari 488 GT3 there on the soft compound tire, doing a 1:49.792, not that far away there from Sean Lee. And now as we head into qualifying, we'll see where these times actually match up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Caribbean Sim Racing Organization's Caribbean GT3 Championship. We're currently running 4 simultaneous championships as we go along. We're breaking them up bi-weekly, and bi-weekly I mean not bi-weekly, bi-weekly. So we've got each week representing one round of a championship. We've had a little issue there with the GT3 championship of one of the tracks, and we've so had to redo that race. We're supposed to be in the 4th round here for our GT3 championship, but instead we're in the 3rd because of the redo. Instead, we've got coming up next weekend is the 4th round of our single make championship series, followed by the special class series, which will predominantly feature different classes from around the world that some of you might not be so familiar with. First and foremost, we're dealing with the V8 supercars from out there in Australia, and we're heading into the 4th round of that that's the following weekend. Excuse me. Following that, we'll have the pinnacle of our sim racing organization, and that is our endurance series, the Caribbean Endurance Series. That's going to be 2 weeks over from this weekend, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be happy to know that it's very close there on the leaderboard so far for some of these championships. Right now we've got John Greene heading up this one here with 40 points. But anything can happen with 2 more rounds, including this round. It's going to be 3 more rounds remaining. And you can see Oswyne Wilson there suffering a huge balance of performance penalty. He's got 100 kg to carry around today. And he's followed by Marlon Young there with 22, who's unfortunately going to miss this one here due to some family activities. And then we've got Sean Lee, who's looking very strong here in the time in charge. He's going to be able to claim some points there and move out of 4th position, hopefully, over Marlon Young. Rahul Nasseir also showing quite strongly here after practice, and he's currently sitting in 5th with 20. That'll cover you off your top 5, and you can definitely see there the rest of them where they stand. Heading back now in game as we're awaiting the start of official qualifying. Here we go. Oh, it's a misty afternoon here. And we've got Rahul, Nasseir. No, it's Oswyne Wilson that's the first one out here at Mugello. By the way, didn't mention where we were at. We're racing at the Italian gem Mugello. And we've got Oswyne Wilson suffering hugely with that 100 kg under his belt here. Looking to capitalize on the timing he's got available to him here to head out ahead of everyone else. He's rolling in the Ferrari 488 GT3, which by the way he liveried by himself. He's out here representing the British Virgin Islands, as you can see, plastered all around his car. Oh, he's running that Ferrari quite low there. He's trying to compensate and shed off that weight, presumably. We've got Azad Hassan now entering the server there. Just in time for qualifying, I might add. Next in line from Oswyne Wilson is the Canadian Rahul Nasseir. Now this is a Caribbean series, but Rahul here has Caribbean roots and he's losing the rear end ahead of Christian Rajnath, who we see here, who is a Guyanese, who also loses it and goes into the wall. What is going on here? I guess it's very difficult to see in these cars at the moment. And then we've got the only thoroughbred foreigner here, Klaus Klint. I hope I didn't sound too demeaning by saying that, but Klaus Klint is actually not from the Caribbean, but has requested to race alongside us here, representing Denmark. That is where he is from. He's currently sitting in another of the Ferrari 488s as he comes across the line to begin his fast lap. We've got Christian Rajnath now coming out of the pits there behind Azad Hassan there in the Mercedes. Now we've got Martin Webster, ladies and gentlemen, representing Guyana out here, and Team Xplay in his McLaren 650S. Doing quite well on the leaderboard throughout the week, but is missing out on his teammate Marlon Young, who usually sets the car up for him, so he's probably going to be running at the rear of the field for this event. Yes, I mean, it's a simulation, isn't it? So every car is going to have the opportunity to run differently at whatever track they go to. That can be compensated by the setup you choose to run, and setup goes down to your tire pressure and temperature as well. Your tire pressure, which affects your tire temperature, that is, as well as your suspension geometry. Even the gearing ratios can be changed on these cars here ahead of a race weekend. So these aren't your regular Need for Speed. No, these cars here are actually modeled off of the real life data provided by these companies, by these auto companies and motor racing divisions. Oh, Klaus Klint kind of loses it in front of Martin Webster. Yes, he does. You can see him off track there. As we can go on now, that's Rahul Nasseir, followed by his dad, Danny Nasseir. Spoke a little bit about Rahul there. Danny is usually in the top 5 or just outside of the top 5 here. But there are team standings to also look forward to. That is why you will see that some of these cars are liveried exactly almost alike, and you'll see that you'll have 2 cars representing one team in most cases here, as Danny Nasseir looks to begin his second fast lap. Daniel Williams is out today. and he's sitting in a Team Xplay car. That is a mistake, by the way. He's not representing Team Xplay. Nor are there any stipulations within the regulations that says he can do so. So this livery is just a mix-up here. It's Marlon Young's livery for the McLaren, and he's not representing Team Xplay out here. I think he's actually representing I think it's Generation S, I believe. But he's solely on his own out here in the McLaren 650S. But he's here nevertheless, and has joined us for this round 3 GT3 event. Christian Rajnath gets back out here. He's representing Straka Racing, which is a Barbadian motorsports club here by Jason Curtin, but Jason Curtin has since fallen out of the championship, and so Christian Rajnath has been left to carry on that banner there. He is from Guyana, Christian Rajnath, but the team is Barbadian. Got some other guys here sitting in the pits. That's your points leader, John Greene, right there. Klaus Clint rejoins the field. That's our pace car sitting at the back there. It's not going to be used at the moment. As we head up back the field, we've got Sean Lee registering a time here of 1:49.690. He's heading back into the pits though. Sean Lee, he's got Rahul Nasseir some 4/10 away from him. In second position, Martin Webster almost a second behind there in third, and then Danielle Williams in fourth. We've got a total of 13, sorry, that's 12 combatants here today at Mugello. And so far we've only got 4 of them registering a time here. They're already in this server. I'd like to get to someone who we did not cover here. Oh, there is Kurt Moss, the Jamaican representing. Out here in his McLaren 650S. Now, apart from John Greene, there are others who are carrying around a balance of performance, and those persons will be Oswyne Wilson, Marlon Young, who is supposed to be carrying around 75 kg, and then we've got John Greene, who's carrying around 50 kg. Yes, that is our balance of performance there for first, second, and third. Excuse me. Moss is on his outlap, a very slow outlap here, probably trying to save in on those tires. Ladies and gentlemen, tire wear is a thing, obviously, in simulation racing. And so that's not going to be healthy for those tires, as you can see him just teleport back into the pits there. And he's probably trying different setups at the moment, so he's going to have a bit of time here as he tries something else maybe. We can see Azad Hassan there in the Mercedes AMG. Kurt Moss does go back out here, as we've got 20 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in qualifying here. Let's just check the conditions here from Kurt Moss. It's not that bad here at Mugello with the mist. There was an overcast there you saw in practice, and it eventually brought in the mist here for the qualifying session. Whether it will carry through to the race or not, we will see. Of course, at some degree, I am in charge of the weather, but to keep it a little bit intriguing here for the competitors and the viewers alike, let's just pretend I'm not. Now is probably setting himself up, not probably, but he is setting himself up for this qualifying event here, for this qualifying run, sorry. You can see him giving himself some space here. Here he goes. Now it's a little bit oversteery here, and it's not going to be great for a sector because of that. It will stick with him here as we've got Oswyne and Wilson and Danny Nasseir finally registering a time there on the board. The last sector now. Let's see if he can turn a great lap here. Doesn't seem so, as he's still beneath Sean Lee, and he's way beneath him, all the way back into 6th place there, Kurt Moss. Sean Lee feeling quite confident though with a 1:49.690. He's back in the pits there. Rahul Nasseir following some 4/10 behind there in 2nd place. Daniel Williams getting that McLaren up there in 3rd. Ooh, and Kurt Moss loses the rear end again. He does a almost perfect pirouette there and goes back into the pit. Sean Lee now exits here. We've got Azad Hassan and Klaus Clint finally registering a time there in 9th and 10th respectively. And we're just gonna stick with Sean Lee for a bit here. Alright guys, it's coming down to 15 minutes remaining here, halfway mark of qualifying. Not a bad one so far. 1 second separates the top 4, with John Greene not registering a time just yet. Maybe he'll look to start from the rear of the pack. This is how it stands at the moment. Across the line now, he's beginning his fast lap. Daniel Williams, ladies and gentlemen, goes second fastest there and is a threat to Sean Lee. Klaus Clint comes across the line ahead of Oswyne Wilson there in 7th position. Oswyne really suffering with that balance of performance there on his Ferrari. 100 kgs to be exact. There is quite a debate as to what that number should be, but some of them did not mind it when the likes of John Greene had to carry that weight around. If some of you might remember Donington Park, he was still managing to stay in about 5th position with the weights, and even had a strategy cut out to manage it within that 1 hour race, as are all of our GT3 races here, covering some 60 minutes at various locations. Sean Lee now sees his teammate in front of him, Afraz Ali. Maybe Afraz can give him a bit of tow down the front straightaway. Don't think that is something that they planned though. Oh, Martin Webster heads for the pole with a 149.502. Amazing work there. And what is this? Sean Lee's not taking the drag. And Afraz is not giving it to him apparently. What kind of teamwork is that? But he comes across the line.
Wait, Martin? What?
Ooh, and he kind of, what just happened there?
Something at it.
So there goes the chat in game. They're wild. And someone's calling out for the stewards to look into that Lamborghini. Sorry, McLaren. Here he is back in the pits. He's got almost.
Don't worry, John. You got a 1 part here.
He's got almost a 2/10 buffer there to Sean Lee in the Porsche. But it's going to be a great one here. Sean Lee can improve on this lap. We've got a qualifying on our hands here. Oh no, and Sean Lee messes up this lap here. Goes in way too hot there. And goes back into the pits. Martin Webster probably troubling something there with the setup. You can see him trying to exit the pits. He gets going now, so he's gonna try to maybe extend his lead. Here's Daniel Williams again. Just a reminder, he's not part of Team Xplay. For some reason, he's been given Marlon Young's livery, which was not supposed to happen here. Marlon Young is not in for this race, as I said earlier. He's instead joining us via Chatland there. You can see him going off on his teammate Martin, forgetting that that pole there. And he's definitely enjoying the stream. We've got 11 combatants right now registering times on the board, and we are below 10 minutes remaining in the session. Kurt Moss, they're coming across the line, cannot do better than his 5th place position. Heading back to Martin Webster though, who's on his outlap. Makes his way around the second sector here.
Martin, I don't know how I played Greene, buddy.
Good afternoon, Uncle Danny.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Try with it.
Yeah, that's not trying, man.
Yo, hold on, man. We here qualifying.
Tensions are definitely high there. Kurt Moss stops that conversation from developing there between Martin Webster and Danny Nasseir. As indeed we are in qualifying, and some drivers require that amount of Daniel Williams goes second fastest now over Sean Lee there, and is just some 98/100ths away from Martin Webster's pole position right about now. Yes, as I was saying, you need a great deal of concentration here in these sessions, and these guys do take what they do seriously, even if it's just a hobby. At the moment, they're not racing for anything in particular but bragging rights.
Hats off to the top 3.
But coming in the next season, we've already got some sponsors lined up here to contribute to a prize pool where drivers will have the opportunity to take home cash prizes as well as trophies, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to begin in July. That's when our second season shall come on stream here at CSRO. So Martin Webster here going quite slowly. Where is Daniel Williams? He's right behind him actually. Looking quite speedily too is Daniel Williams as he exits the penultimate turn there. He's seeing a 144, 145, 6, 7, 8. Oh, and he goes for pole with 3/10 to his name. He dethrones Martin Webster there in the identical car, but definitely not the identical setup here. Daniel Williams taking pole position here at Mugello for our 3rd round of the Caribbean Sim Racing, Caribbean GT3 Championship. Martin's guess now as to if he can output enough to take back that pole position here. We're about to head into crunch time, and if you're joining us for the first time, crunch time is when we're below 5 minutes. Martin Webster is up by some 2/10.
No, I'm gonna. Oh, no, you go ahead. I'm running slow.
Yeah, I gotta run slow, so these tires are overheated.
Where's that second split we're looking for here from the second sector? Or was that the second sector split? He's now in the third one, so it's going to complete when he comes across the line here. Is it enough to retake that pole position? It's going to be a close one, guys. And he does! By some 8/100ths of a second, ladies and gentlemen. This is tight. First and second covered off by McLarens. Sean Lee still some 5/10,
Getting hot in here.
6/10 away from the top two. And pole position, I might add. He's down in this lap though, Sean Lee. So where is Rahul Nasseir? He comes across the line now. Is it to begin a new lap? Yes, it is. Where is Kurt Moss? Going quite slowly here out of Bucine. So he's now going to begin his fast lap. And we are in crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. Martin Webster is back out. Sean Lee is back out of the pits there. You can see him coming up in the background behind Kurt Moss. Rahul Nasseir abandoning his lap there. Where is Daniel Williams? He's still in the pits, making some adjustments maybe. Martin Webster feels quite threatened and he's back out on track. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Christian Rajna trying desperately to get out of the bottom 5. Klaus Klint up there in 7th position. Azad Hassan though with a 151.362 to take that position away from Klaus Klint. Azad, not enough practice for today, is trying to regain some time lost. Daniel Williams does get back out of the pits here. Where is Sean Lee? Still on his outlap here. What about Kurt Moss? He's now in the third and final sector here. Back around Bucine. Can he bring that deficit down from the 1.6 seconds that is currently on the board? It doesn't seem so. Kurt Moss, he's struggling here, and he cannot even improve on his previous time. What about Rahul Nasseir? He's now entering the second sector here, Rahul. And Sean Lee is still in the first sector. What about Daniel Williams here? He's down by some... Oh, he's still in his outlap, sorry. Can Martin Webster open up this gap? He's now on his fast lap, but he's got a slow car in front of him. That's Oswyne Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute remain in the session. Can Daniel Williams take this pole back from Martin Webster? Can Martin Webster extend the lead? And where is Sean Lee? He has a lot of space around him, Sean Lee, for him to concentrate on the work here, but he's still down. He's ahead of his previous time, but is down by 3/10 here to the fastest time. "20 seconds left in the session. Whoever is on a fast lap now, this is their final one. Where is Daniel Williams? He's got another opportunity here. Oh, Sean Lee going quite deep there into Bucine. and someone losing it behind him. That's the end of this session. Rahul Nasseir was the one losing behind him. Daniel Williams also makes a mistake, and he comes across the line. Does go faster than his previous time, but is still 2/10 down from pole position. Sean Lee, that's the end of his qualifying session here. Martin Webster, did he get another go here? I'm not quite sure, to try and extend his lead, but even though it does not matter because he's still sitting on pole. John Greene choosing not to qualify here with that 50 kg. He's going to start from the back of the pack here and work his way up. We do know him to have that kind of pace, so it's probably not worrisome for him. Mugello is a beautiful track too, I might add. Might give a great flowing. Oh, too much there from Martin Webster. The back end comes around and he has to cancel that lap. Daniel Williams back in the pits. Sean Lee, did he get another opportunity here? You can see him sliding that car there. I'm not sure the rear ends like what's going on with Mugello here. And there you go, he's losing it totally. The tires probably just overheated way too much. And some of you might not know, but there's basically a bracket of to where the track. Oh, he just totally loses it there, and he wipes that car off the track. We've still got Oswyne Wilson, who's going to come across the line now, looking to improve on his 9th position here, and he cannot. That 100 kg is definitely killing him here at Mugello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your qualifying session. So after qualifying, it's Martin Webster that leads the charge with a 149.093, followed very closely by Daniel Williams there with a .087. Sean Lee comes in 3rd position with .277 as a buffer to the lead. Rahul Nasseir down some 1 second there from the lead car in 4th position. Kurt Moss in 5th to cover off your top 5, and your top 6 is there on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3rd round of the Caribbean GT3 Championship. Right, so if you haven't already, smash that like button, share with your friends and family, and be sure to engage in a bit of chatter there on YouTube. If you're watching us from a mobile device or your computer, you are free to chat with us there in the chat box.
Congratulations, Martin, Daniel, and Sean. That was a really fast time. There was no way I was able to catch up to
Marlon.
Alright, congrats to the top 3. And it's about to go racing. Ladies and gentlemen, well, gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. And I hope you have an enjoyable race. Be safe out there, and do remember the regulations. Good luck, have fun. No chatting at 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, good luck, everyone. This should be a very close race, start to finish.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Yeah, guys.
And just a reminder here, for the standings, this is where we are right now. John Greene leads the charge here, opting not to qualify in the session. And he's head of the table with 40 points. Probably going to give himself a bit of a challenge here against the rest of competitors. But who says that he needs to do that, huh? We'll find out at the end of this race. Oswyne Wilson suffering dearly with the 100 kg. is going to definitely lose out on some points here if he does not have a good run. Marlon Young sitting in third. He's definitely going to lose out for sure because he's not in this race today. Sean Lee definitely has an opportunity here to claim some points. Daniel Williams is not on the leaderboard though, as this is his first run in the GT3 championship, beginning the championship run at quite late here as we came off of the winter season. And then we've got Rahul Nasseir to close off the top 5 there with 20 points. After qualifying, this is where we stood, and as you can see there, the type of tires that were used, the gaps to the positions, the amount of laps that they did within that session, and the top speed that they managed to achieve. Also included there is the sector times as well for good reference. Alright, it's a little bit of a wait because they do have to sit here now behind these rigs for 1 hour. So we give them an opportunity to maybe have a washroom break or get some refreshments at their handrich, and we also give you the opportunity to do the same if you plan to stick with us for the entire hour. And I would advise that you do, because this one is going to be quite close.
Christian, you ping kind of high, so must just give cars a little space when driving.
Copy.
Alright, speaking of which, I'll get myself set up here for the start of the race. I always like to give you guys a good look down. Ooh. Alright. Here we go. Yes, we're looking at Martin Webster there.
So happy that it's bright.
And the weather has changed indeed. 1 minute left on the clock here before we go racing. Just want to give you guys an opportunity to see how this start goes. There we go. We are ready to go racing here. "30 seconds. Alright, you'll see 6 unlit lights come on the screen, and they see it as well. It now fills up and will randomly discharge and let them go, and they're off. Seems like quite a good start here so far. We've got Christian Rajnath already looking up the inside though. Over the hill they come. Everyone's been scrambling for positions, it seems. But it's Christian Rajnath on the inside of Sean Lee here. Martin Webster also being attacked there by Daniel Williams. He does get around Martin Webster and goes into the lead. Daniel Williams there with the whole shot. Martin Webster with a mistake. And he's now tried to find his way back into the crowd. He does, but he's now all the way back into 6th, Martin Webster. Right behind him, though, is Oswyne Wilson, who's got that ballast to worry about. Sean Lee now is fighting for that first position, but it seems as though Daniel Williams is already starting to open up the lead here. Christian Rajnot, the dark horse as we call him down here at CSRO, in third position. Kurt Moss doing well to bring himself up there into fourth position. And it's a good look so far. Top 5. Getting a good amount of space there. Afras Ali with an issue, it seems. Danny Nasseir crosses him over into 11th position. John Greene already up to 10th. Looking back at it, we've got Klaus Clint coming under attack here from Azad Hassan. Azad takes a look on the inside. Under braking, he does get it done. Klaus left that door wide open. But wait a minute. It was the faster line there that Klaus took. So it's down the front straight away. They have a battle now. Azad tries to tuck back in to try and get some slipstream. Doesn't seem as though he's gotten it. He's alongside him. It says he's crossed him over, but Klaus does have the inside line. He's got an opportunity here to cut back on the braking. But now, Azad on the outside. He's going to be on the inside as we go into Luco. And he does get that move stick. John gets opportunistic there and has a peek, but is touched. Who is this? Martin Webster. No. Right down into 10th now. With an issue. Did not see what just occurred. Klaus Clint as well. And total damage there to the front end. Gonna have to wonder now if he's got damage here, Klaus Clint. Meanwhile, Martin Webster does get going. John Greene has got Azad Hassan in front of him now to dispatch. Azad, though, is going to see him coming and is not going to give in that easily. He's already taken a very defensive line here through Scaparia. Pelagio now. Fun fact, John Greene actually drove the AMG GT in the last preseason matchup. Klaus Clint with even more troubles down there in 10th, who he just lost actually to Afraz Ali. Azad Hassan through Bucine now. And increasing his lead. Daniel Williams and Sean Lee matching pace here, ladies and gentlemen. And Christian Rajnot is being attacked by Kurt Moss. Ooh, a little bit too much there from Christian. He's going to have to watch himself. Daniel Williams there teleporting just briefly. So we've got to keep our eyes on Daniel Williams. If he cannot increase the lead over Sean Lee and keeps teleporting like that, it's going to be a bad situation for him, because the only way we see it is that he abandons the race. So he's going to hope that his internet stabilizes here to keep this lead ahead of Sean Lee, who's now sitting 1.9 seconds away. Christian Rajnot, though, trying to keep up here with the top two. It's Oswyne Wilson who's managed to hold on to 6th position here. And Rahul Nasseir seemingly closing the gap to Kurt Moss here. Danny Nasseir has some issues there, it seems. Daniel Williams goes faster with a 150.184, but close behind is Sean Lee, matching that pace with a 150.830. John Greene does get that pass complete over Azad Hassan, but can Azad fight back here into Luco? It doesn't seem so. John does have that ballast on him, so Azad is supposed to have an advantage here, but with the lack of practice, that is where he might lose out to John Greene. Knowing Azad, he is one to set up the car quite nicely, and with the lack of practice, he's not been able to do that here, and so he might be losing a lot of pace. You can see that back end bouncing around there. You don't want that. You don't want an unstable car, and that is what it can produce there from a shifty rear end. Now Martin Webster is having a look up into the BMW. He comes into the rear of Azad Hassan as Azad was seemingly losing the back end. Now he's got a bunch of damage here, Azad. Once again, the screen is totally smashed here on this Mercedes AMG.
Az önce man, you can run out the road if you.
John Greene saying there he's made a mistake due to Oswyne Wilson. Azad Hassan loses it again, and he's gonna lose 2 places now. Back down into 10th position. Daniel Williams has managed to open up this lead. He's now sitting 2.3 seconds ahead of Sean Lee. Sean Lee managing to open the gap to Christian Rajnath, who is now 2 seconds away from that second position. Kurt Moss has managed to shake Rahul Nasseir, it seems, who's sitting there in 5th position. Oswyne Wilson is coming on the threat from John Greene, but has got his race to think about, as well as his strategy having to carry around that 100 kg of ballast. Martin Webster back up into 8th position, but not close enough here. Some 12 seconds away from John Greene, who's in 7th, sorry. Seems as though John Greene is biding his time here behind Oswyne Wilson. They've also got to, at this point, begin to think about their tire wear and how they're going to run their strategies here. You can't utilize full pace here at the beginning of a race. Oh! What has happened there?
Is it a fuel and mandatory tire change, or just one of them?
Mandatory tire change.
Copy.
As per regulations, you must do a mandatory pit stop, and within that mandatory pit stop, here it comes, the pass on Oswyne Wilson. Oh, Oswyne has got the inside line though. Tries to do a good move here by blocking John Greene off there on the brake, and he does manage to do so into Luco. Let's ride now with John Greene. Seems as though he's got enough on the exit of that corner there to pressure Oswyne Wilson, but Oswyne is not giving in, ladies and gentlemen. Great driving so far by him. Oswyne does have that extra ballast that he's carrying around, but it doesn't seem as though it's slowing him down at the moment. He's still managing to stay ahead here. But John is quite close under him. And it's going to want to have to dispatch Oswyne as soon as possible. Oswyne switches over to the inside line. John does have the opportunity here. He's quite closer now to Oswyne down the front straightaway. One wouldn't expect Oswyne to have the pace. And here goes John Greene pulling out now and does get the pass on him. Yes, he's in the position now, 6th position, ahead of Oswyne Wilson. They're all spread out too in the top 5.
These guys have DRS?
John. No, these cars do not have DRS. If you there are wondering. He's just poking at Oswyne there, who's already upset that he has to carry around this 100 kg. But they're settling now they're settling down into their races now. And it seems as though Oswyne is trying to stick with John Greene here, or John Greene is playing the meta. Right now with Oswyne. That's it, he's on there now, way ahead of Oswyne Wilson. You can see where Oswyne is losing that time. Heading back up the field, Daniel Williams now with a cool 3.8 seconds ahead of Sean Lee. And Sean Lee having almost the same amount of time here to Christian Rajnath. Kurt Moss is some 2.3 seconds away from the guy.
Yeah, there's an auto DRS that'll come on when you're following a car close.
I don't believe now is the time to be making practical jokes here. But I've never seen or noticed a DRS on these cars. These particular GT3 cars that have been provided to us by the simulation, ladies and gentlemen. It's not modded cars either. So what John Greene is saying there, I don't believe is entirely true, or correct, I should say. Kurt Moss losing some time here now to Christian Rajnath. Christian now ahead by 3.5 seconds here. And Rahul Nasseir in 5th position. But for how long more? Because we've got John Greene barreling down the straight there behind them, trying to claim back this time here that he has lost by choosing to sit out the qualifying session. He's now back into 6th position. He does have a 50 kg ballast that he's carrying around with him, Azad manages to come across Afraz Ali there for 9th position. Afraz being shown yellow flags. One would only assume that he has had an issue there. As we are under 29 minutes remaining here already. Sorry, that is the pit open time. So the pit is currently open and they've got 28 minutes and 35 seconds before it closes. 43 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the event. Daniel Williams with a comfortable lead here over Sean Lee. Sean Lee with a comfortable lead over Christian Rajnath. And Christian Rajnath with a comfortable lead over Kurt Moss here. Kurt Moss seemingly closing in that lead though, as he went very fast there on that lap. 1:58.91, his fastest in this race. John Greene goes 1:57.02 there. He's definitely trying to close the gap here to Rahul Nasseir, who is some 8.5 seconds away in 5th. Oswyne Wilson has got Martin Webster now to worry about, as Martin is looking to reclaim those positions he lost there at the beginning of this race. He's still got time in order to do so though, but whether he sustained a detrimental amount of damage to significantly hamper his pace is what we don't know. Azad doing well to remain in the point here. Moss losing that time he gained. No, it's still around 2.5 seconds here. So this is the race that is brewing that we have to look at here now for the last podium spot remaining. .151.3 there and a 151.8 from Kurt Moss against Christian Rajnath. Christian going the faster. John Greene though with a 151.0 on that final lap. Martin Webster is turning the pace on. 151.083 there from the Guyanese. Claiming some time there to Oswyne Wilson. Daniel Williams now on the 11th lap of this race with some 40 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the session. They've got 25 minutes remaining for the pit window to open. Let's see how exactly the strategies are going to unfold here for these guys. John Greene now 5 seconds away from Rahul Nasseir. You can see Rahul there in the distance, and John Greene can see him as well. And 51.3 there by Daniel Williams, dropping off the pace a bit as Sean Lee registers a 158. Christian Rajnath with a 153.5, definitely off the pace there against Kurt Moss with a 152.1. Meanwhile, Rahul Nasseir is turning on the pressure with a 151.8. John Greene even faster with a 156.70. Bit of oversteer there. Entry to Savelli. But has he got the pace? Yes, he does have the pace here. John Greene. From 8 seconds down to 6 seconds at the moment through this section right here. Pelagio. Even more pace between Daniel Williams and Sean Lee as Daniel Williams opens up that buffer there to 7.4, 7.5 almost seconds to Sean Lee. 158.64 across the line by Daniel Williams. Sean Lee 151.787, definitely off the pace there to Daniel Williams. Where is Christian Rajnot? He's a 152.365, but he's much faster there than Kurt Moss with a 152.592. Rahul Nasseir, hearing the call from John Greene with a 151.1, his fastest so far, better than John Greene's last lap there. So Rahul Nasseir definitely seeing that John Greene is clinching back some time. A little bit of mistake there. Martin Webster down the front straightaway with Oswyne Wilson here for a brief moment taking the lead. And he's having an even stronger look here. Are approaching the halfway mark of this race, and it seems as though at the moment Martin Webster is biding his time here behind Oswyne Wilson. We know Martin Webster to be very patient.
Stefan, keep an eye on Christian's thing. He jumped back at me a couple times.
Copy. We're gonna have to look away from this matchup just a second here. Martin Webster having a peek on the inside of Oswyne Wilson. He should be able to pass him down the front straightaway here if he can tuck in and get the slipstream behind the Ferrari. The Ferrari's definitely not that good down the straight either. Trying to go on the inside here. They're neck and neck and they touch. They touch there, but Oswyne Wilson manages to hold on the inside. Yes, pushing Martin on the outside of the dirty end of the track there. And Oswyne survives to fight again. One more lap here. This is where he's stronger, Oswyne, as there's not much passing opportunity that exists around this side for sure. look now at Christian Rajnath. We did have a complaint here about his internet connection. So Daniel Williams, ladies and gentlemen, goes into the pit here. Strategic move there from Daniel Williams on the 14th lap of this race. Where will he re-enter this event here, as he's now all the way back into 6th? Christian Rajnath for the time being is up into 2nd, and he's having some issues here, Christian. Yes, we can see him popping around there. As Martin Webster is back at it again with Oswyne Wilson. Daniel Williams rejoins the race behind them. He's gonna now have to try and dismiss them as soon as possible, Daniel Williams, if he'd like to stick in this race. But meanwhile, Martin Webster has managed to pull that McLaren alongside the Ferrari, but has not been able to get that pass complete. The staunch rival between the two of them too, between Team Xplay and Oswyne Wilson, that is, that exists. Ooh, Rahul Nasseir with an issue here now from 5th position. What caused it? We don't know. We're gonna have to send that one to review. Back into Martin Webster and Oswyne's fight now. He's got a bit of damage there, Martin Webster, and Daniel Williams is trying to dismiss them as soon as possible. He's now on the outside of Martin Webster here. Sean Lee goes into the pit. Momentarily puts Christian Rajnath in the lead of this race. On the inside with a dive there, Martin Webster, but not a wide enough door for him to see it through. Oswyne Wilson holding on for dear life as Rahul Nasseir now pits.
Thanks for that, Danny.
Martin Webster also having to defend here from Daniel Williams, trying to make Daniel eat up some of those brand new tires that he's got on him. He's on the outside. Martin Webster, he's trying to sneak up to try and get an inside here from Oswyne Wilson. And he does manage to do it through Luco. He's finally up into 5th position here, Martin Webster. Klaus Klint is out of this one, ladies and gentlemen. We saw him struggling there at the bottom half of the field, as Daniel Williams now is able to cross over Oswyne Wilson, his long-standing teammate, I might add. I must remind you, that Daniel Williams is not part of Team Xplay. There's a mistake here between the livery choices, and he's not representing Team Xplay here, so disregard the fact that he looks like Martin Webster's car. Oh, he's battling Martin Webster. Down, trying on the inside there. Daniel Williams, he doesn't want to lose too many more of these threads on these brand new tires that he's got on, which, by the way, are mediums. No one is running softs at the moment. Seems as though that choice was only for qualifying, unless some of those who did pit already had that on board. He's now going to try and capitalize on the slipstream here as Oswyne Wilson and Afraz Ali goes into the pits there. Ooh, Afraz Ali been given a drive-through for speeding in the pits. His day just got worse there. But ladies and gentlemen, for now, it's Christian Rajnath that leads this race. Sean Lee reclaims a position there over Oswyne Wilson. Is now up into 6th position. Oh, he's dipping his left front into the grass there, Daniel Williams. That is not conducive to the fact of him trying to get ahead of Martin Webster here, who's still to pit.
Thanks, Uncle Ben.
Running out one gear there, Daniel Williams, that fourth gear. And that might be a difference here for Sector 2. Drastically different line here as he's trying to close this gap to Martin Webster. Christian Rajnath now pits from first position. And Azad Hassan has been given a drive through for speeding as well. Kurt Moss dives into the pit as well. We're under the halfway mark of this race. That puts John Greene up into the lead. And with 17 laps so far done in this event, there Martin Webster and Daniel Williams will reclaim some position here. Martin Webster would have had to change up his strategy, one would think, after his issues there at the beginning of the race. Sean Lee as well claiming the position over Kurt Moss, as Moss has not rejoined this race. Sean Lee has crossed over Christian Rajnath, but Christian has just gotten out of the pits. Long pit stop here for Kurt Moss. So now Rahul Nasseir is over him. This is the closest battle we've got for you at the moment, as now Oswyne Wilson crosses over Kurt Moss in the pits. Has Moss an issue? He's now out of the pits there, Kurt Moss. That's a very lengthy stop there, especially against Christian Rajnath, unless Christian is running a drastically different strategy here. After the pit stop though, they're still on mediums. Martin Webster now sits in second position behind John Greene here, who's still to pit. His second stint is going to be a grueling one, John Greene, if he's to try and get back anywhere around the top 3 positions here. Meanwhile, Daniel Williams seemingly losing a lot of time behind Martin Webster here. Afrazali finally taking that drive-through penalty here. As we look back, it's Christian Rajnath that's coming up against Sean Lee here. Gonna be 2 fights now that we have to look for. A battle for 4th and a battle for 2nd. It seems as though Martin Webster is managing to open the lead though against Daniel Williams. Oh no, it's not that much. Daniel is stronger around this section here. Ooh, it seems as though he touched him a little bit there, or might be suffering from a little bit of lag. His ping is not that bad here on the console that I can view it from. Well, what they should be worried about is John Greene getting away here. You don't want to give him a free pit stop. Where is Christian Rajnath? Martin Webster going much faster there than his previous time, and is much faster for him. But Daniel Williams almost an entire second faster on that previous lap there. Sean Lee crosses the line, and it's not that far that separates the two of them, Sean Lee and Christian Rajnath. 151.1 and a 151.3, I think I saw. Sorry, no, it's 151.519 and 151.539. She's trying to dismiss Sean Lee here in the Porsche. But on the console, we're seeing that Christian Rajnath has got a 300 plus ping, and that's not good for sim racing. That's not good for any racing or game, I should add. Azad Hassan is trying to stretch out the time he took his drive-through penalty, but he did complete it there and is now sitting in 10th position. Not a good day here for Afras Ali, who is being lapped now by these two, and Azad Hassan as well. Taking you back to this fight with Daniel Williams and Martin Webster. Daniel just cannot get it done here. Oh, runs it real deep there into turn one. That's hurting him, Daniel Williams. Seems as though Martin did suffer a lot there on that turn in, so he's been able to claim back some time to him, Daniel Williams. Under 1 second now. Much wider line on exit there for Daniel Williams, and it's proven to be well, as he's now some half a second away from Martin Webster. This is definitely where he's stronger here, Daniel Williams. Under half a second now. Sean Lee has managed to open up a bit of a gap there to Christian Rajnath.
Box, Danny.
Martin Webster calling out to Daniel Williams that he is entering the pits. So that's going to release him here. As you can see him just teleporting around there. So that does give him his opportunity to get on with his business there, Daniel Williams. Martin Webster, though, with this pit stop here now, is going to see Sean Lee and Christian Rajnath come ahead of him. Meanwhile, John Greene on the 22nd lap of this race, some 19 and a half minutes remaining in this session, sits on the lead. The lead spot of the podium. Daniel Williams back up into second after taking his pit stop. Jumping Sean Lee there. From the inception of this race, It was Daniel Williams. Ooh, Sean Lee with a mistake there. It's going to give Christian Rajnat a fighting chance here to bring his Lamborghini alongside the Porsche. John Greene does not have what it takes for a free pit stop here for first position, but he does have it for third and supposedly fourth. Ooh, Christian Rajnat sliding that Lamborghini through there. How he kept it together is anyone's guess. Here it is. John Greene goes into the pits and Daniel Williams regains the lead of this race. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a free pit stop for him, as Sean Lee and Christian Rajnat are going to be able to overtake him while he's in the pits. So you do need more than 30 seconds out here at Mugello. Is it 40 seconds though? No, it's not, as Martin Webster will not get to see that position there from John Greene. Obviously the overcut here not working out for Martin Webster, even though we need to remember that he did have a bit of difficulty at the beginning of this race. He's then done quite well for himself to be in 5th position ahead of Rahul Nasseir. John Greene now has some 12 seconds of a buffer to Christian Rajnat and 17 minutes and 10 seconds to do the business. Meanwhile, Christian Rajnat trying desperately to bring his Lamborghini aside alongside the Porsche of Sean Lee. Christian Rajnat, the Guyanese representing here against Sean Lee, the Guyanese representing the US of A. Looking down the line now, Kurt Moss suffering quite a lot there to be in 8th position with that lengthy pit stop. Oswyne Wilson in front of him, who by the way has pitted.
Yeah, I pitted.
John Greene finally indicating that he's going into the pits again. Not sure what call this is, but that has released Martin Webster there. Did he make a mistake here, John Greene? He's on the soft tires, so he probably did make a mistake there to go on the softs. It's probably not going to work out for him, and now he's going to have to switch back to the mediums? Not sure. We're going to have to keep an eye on this and see, but Oswyne Wilson has managed to go ahead here. Kurt Moss as well, and Kurt Moss is not that far away from Oswyne Wilson, who we know who's got that 100 kg ballast here.
Thank you, Danny.
John Greene does get going again here now to regain the race here, return to the race I should say, in 8th position. The pit has been closed here, and it seems as though John Greene just made it to head into the pits there. Well, actually, if you have taken a pit stop already, you're actually free to take another pit stop here outside of the pit window. It will not penalize you for doing so. It's just that you must do the mandatory pit stop, one pit stop within the window, which is now closed. And we've got Christian Rajnat here on a faster lap. The previous lap there faster than Sean Lee, but it seems as though he's losing a lot of of time around Sector 1 and Sector 2. Now that John Greene is out of contention here for the top 3 podium positions. Christian Rajnath, Sean Lee seems quite comfortable to finish where they are, but Sean Lee is not comfortable to finish where he is with Christian Rajnath breathing down his neck like this. Daniel Williams though, with a 17.5 second buffer to Sean Lee. That's more than enough needed with the 13.5 minutes remaining or so in this session. Oh, Christian Rajnath a little bit too much there on the brake, but very close behind Sean Lee. You will see a bit of lag here coming off of Christian Rajnath with his unstable internet connection. He does not see the game like this. That is why he is able to continue. What a line there. He's definitely looking for the faster line here, Christian Rajnath, but he's losing a lot of time on entry to that turn. Seems as though the Porsche has got what it takes to stay ahead of the Lamborghini down the front straight. Very, very close times here between the two of them. And you see, this is where he's reclaiming some of that time lost. John Greene does get going again, but he's still on the soft tire compound. Why did he pit again? Maybe it's not that bad, guys, to stick behind another competitor in some aspects and aspirations, as you'd like to have a gauge to your pace. That might be what Christian Rajnath is doing, and seeing that Sean Lee is quite comfortable with the attacks here behind him by Christian Rajnath, it's maybe not a phase situation here for him. He's not losing that amount of time that one would expect from being attacked here to Daniel Williams, by the way. Kurt Moss finally makes a move there over Oswyne Wilson to go up into 6th position. 151.541 and a 151.535 there from Sean Lee and Christian Rajnath respectively. Christian with a definite faster pace, but those 20-something 1/100ths of a second is too minute to close in any gap that's worth speaking about here to Sean Lee. A little bit too much there on the exit by Christian Rajnath. Gonna lose some significant time here to Sean Lee. Oswyne Wilson in the pits for a second time here, trying his best to remain in contention with that 100 kg ballast attached to that car. This is your race leader at the moment. He's got less than 10 minutes remaining in this session here, Daniel Williams. And he's got quite a nice buffer between himself and Sean Lee, who's sitting in second position there. 17.7 seconds. And then we've got Sean Lee, who's in a fight here with Christian Rajnaut for that second position. Martin Webster, though, is a ways away from any of these top spots here, unless one of these guys totally, or all of these guys totally lose it here within the 7.5 minutes remaining. He's going to see that fourth position here from a second, I should add, with a bit of trouble there at the beginning of the event. Rahul Nasseir here in 5th position. Ooh, a little bit too much there on exit as well. We see Christian Rajnaut making the same mistake there as Rahul Nasseir did. Kurt Moss is sitting, whoa, almost 15 seconds away from Rahul Nasseir. With crunch time slowly approaching, it seems as though this is how we will end it here today. John Greene making a blunder there from probably ending up on the podium of this race to all the way back in the 7th position. Oswyne Wilson not doing too bad for himself with 100 kgs worth of ballast here to be in 8th position. Danny Nasseir in 9th is going to claim some valuable team points here. And then Azad Hassan did manage to get this Mercedes cleaned up. No, he did not. Instead opted to remain with the damage on the car there. And he rounds off the points. Afraz Ali just 1 position out of the points here in the other Porsche. Oh, he's got trouble all over him. You can see the damage on that car. Not having a great day out here at all. Oh, it's Christian Rajnaut though. Well under a second that he's known to be through this section here. So is this the part where he mounts the attack, Christian Rajnaut? We are in crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. Under 5 minutes. And Sean Lee is seeing a lapped car in front of him, who he's going to have to try and navigate around. He does manage to stay out of the way, Azad Hassan. So Sean Lee and Christian Rajnaut both get on with their business. Ooh, a little bit too much there on exit for Christian Rajnaut, but he just manages to hold on. Pressure is on now. Can Christian claim this position here over Sean Lee? We've got about 2 or 3 laps remaining in this race. Nope, 2 laps. Daniel Williams is on the 30th lap of this race. right now with Christian Rajnath. Oh, he's off the pace here, Christian Rajnath. 150 to 175 as against Sean Lee's 151. Definitely falling off the pace here, Christian Rajnath. Maybe those tires are dead. Under 2 minutes now remaining in this race. Getting away there, does not get a cut track warning from race control. Brakes in a straight line, but still managing to remain under 2 seconds to Sean Lee here. Definitely not a good lap. Oh, much better lap though than Sean Lee. And it seems as though they're going to get 1 lap more here. Where is Daniel Williams? It seems as though this might go on to a 33 lap event. Ooh, a little bit too much there on exit for Daniel Williams. 1 minute remaining. And then it's going to say the leader is on the final lap here at Mugello. He did nothing wrong here. He upset the format from the get-go by taking that first position here over Martin Webster. He did well enough to keep it close to Martin in qualifying and got his way on the start through the first 3 turns. Daniel Williams is your race leader and soon to be race winner here at Mugello if he can keep it together for 10 more seconds. That's it. This is it here, right here. Daniel Williams comes across the line now to win our 3rd round of our Caribbean GT3 Championship. Bring it down to the end there for the first turn there. Thank you. Looking at Sean Lee now. Christian Rajnath is not going to get the opportunity here to claim that 2nd position over him. But some great points as Sean Lee comes home 2nd and Christian Rajnath 3rd. Martin Webster around Bucine here now to finally end the race here. Great run to come back here up into 4th position after such blunders at the beginning of the event. Rahul Nasseir will come across the line in 5th, where he started this event. The shuffle that we had is with Kurt Moss though, who's out of the top 5 and replaced by Christian Rajnath. Rahul Nasseir retains his qualifying position, and Kurt Moss, as we just mentioned, kicked out of the top 5 here to come home in 6th. John Greene will make it home in 7th, and though he's already crossed the line, Oswyne Wilson in 8th. Danny Nasseir will bring it home in 9th. Azad Hassan already across the line will be in 10th. Afras Ali 9th. And we're gonna talk now to the podium finishers. Alright, well done guys, well done, and what a beautiful race that was. Quite demanding it seems at times. We're going to start off with you, Christian Rajnath. You just couldn't get that pass accumulated there behind Sean Lee. Talk us through your strategy and the way you ran this race.
Yeah, I just didn't have any answers to Sean today. He put on a great performance. I was hoping he was going to crack under the pressure, but he was solid. But I didn't have much time to practice with this car because it's kind of funny because I'm not used to it. So this was the first week I got to put in some practice times, and I just wanted to get a solid race pace down.
Well, it definitely showed here in this race, coming home in 3rd position, and also at the starting to jump ahead from your position, your starting position. Well done to you. As we move on to Sean Lee now. Sean, we thought you could have gotten the 1st position here, but it seems as though that Porsche just didn't have what it takes for the McLaren. Sean Lee. I'm not getting anything there from Sean.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that is a go.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, listen, I just want to say congratulations to Daniel. Congratulations to Christian. Man, that was some race. The Cam Sports just didn't have enough today for that McLaren. The McLaren was too hot. But Christian would not let me go. This dude just put it on me. I couldn't breathe. I'm sweating right now. It's hot. Sweating. But congratulations, guys.
Most definitely. You didn't do too bad yourself there to hold on to the position against Christian Rajnath. Well done to you as well. Moving on now to the race winner, Daniel Williams, if he has a mic this time around.
I don't think he has a mic.
Alright, as usual, he said in the chat he does not have a mic. You're going to have to get that sorted if you're going to keep win races out here at CSRO. Alright guys, it was a great race. A tragic one for some, but a great one indeed. I'll now thanks a lot for coming out, and I hope you had fun. I'll now step away to end the stream. Alright, what an eventful race that was for some indeed, ladies and gentlemen. That was our 3rd round of the Caribbean GT3 Championship. Wow, what an upset indeed to the rankings there, as Steven is saying in the comment section. Yes, Daniel came out here like a dark horse, and the guys did not have an answer for him. You imagine that? I mean, that was just incredible. The pace that he had too, unstoppable in that McLaren, huh? All right, guys, just want to say thanks a lot for joining us today. Hope you're remaining quite safe out there, as you know what's going on around the world right now. And let me just look. Okay, there we go. Yes. So thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today, and we hope to see you in the next one. Remember to stay safe out there. And if you'd like to join us, just go ahead, send us a comment on either YouTube or message us on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll get you suited and ready for battle. We have races every Saturday here, and this is our inaugural season, official season here, where we are featuring 4 simultaneously run championships. This is the start of the calendar for the 4th round. Well, actually, we've had to redo one race here for the GT3, so this is the 3rd round for the GT3. But the others to follow the following weeks from now are going to be round 4s for our Nissan Primera Cup Series, our Fiat Supercar Series, and our Caribbean Endurance Series. So join us for the following 3 weeks to cover off the round 3 of those events. Round 4 of those events. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here. We do hope you have a great rest of the weekend. See you in the next one.
So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne.